Alright, so here I opened the GitHub. This is GitHub website, right? And I'd like to download the stuff we created yesterday, right? So see, on my desktop it's empty. I don't have anything here, and I like to download the stuff we left off yesterday. So I'm clicking my icon here, go to your repositories, right? And looking for the repository I need. Git test. This is the one we created yesterday. This is updated 18 hours ago. Click on that, get into here. Alright, so it has one file inside it, and I just want to download it. So following the steps I write on the whiteboard, we need to firstly copy the URL address on the top, right here. On the top here, just highlight it and copy it. And next step is we go back to our desktop, right click here, choosing the git bash here, right? Choose git bash here, and there's only one command we need, which is git clone, right? Git clone, and paste the URL address after it, right? Git clone this repository. So it's gonna make a copy of that repository in your local computer in here. Right, so I just copy the item we have on GitHub, and if I want to update it, what I can do is I can maybe create a new file inside here, new, make a new text document. It's going to be something I say git and git commands. Just want to make a file with some git commands listed there. Right, open it. See, we have git and git clone, git commit. A lot of git commands here. I have something like a git checkout, git push, git pull. That's all the commands we use before, just to have a list. Save it. Right, so I want to send it back to GitHub, save it. So I'm going to right click inside here, git bash here, and I can do 3 steps. Right, 3 steps to update. First one is git add. Dot means adding everything in current folder. Right, and after you add it, the changes are in the stage area. Next step we do is send it to repository, which is committed. -m with a message. We can see and some git command. Right, so git commit, and the last one is git push. So your changes is pushed to GitHub. Right? So 3 commands to push it, and 1 command to download it. Those are the things we're gonna do every day. Alright, any question? Okay, so we're gonna leave this things here for now and talk about coding. Where is this? Here. Okay, so before we talk about coding, I just want to introduce you some history about our internet, our network. So, internet. So after World War II, after we destroyed Germany, so the reason like the Americans think about we can win the war because we destroy their communication ways. We like break their ways to communicate, right? So like Americans start to think about how can I prevent us from this kind of destroy. Like what if someone trying to destroy our communications, and how can we prevent this from it? So then they come idea like something close to the internet, and they build that kind of a network allows people to send out information, to send out kind of like data around different machines, different communication systems, and even so there's and after we like include a lot of like machines around inside this network, there's no way that it can be destroyed. For example, if the enemy trying to take this machine down, we can if we want to communicate, we can still communicate from this way. If they try to destroy this communication way down, we can just communicate from here. So there's a single point that allows to be destroyed. If you destroy the one way to communicate, you can always go around from another way. This is the original idea of why they created the internet. So it's only used for military at first. And no, like after the World War II, there's no really big international wars around, and no one really using the internet a lot. And so after a while, like there's a professor think about this can be something really good, like we can share some data between like academic colleges or some institutions, right? So they started using this kind of internet, this kind of a network to send out to communicate with each colleges. Okay, this college can send. This is my papers. I want to send this to you to share my ideas, and all my I can post my articles or post my essays online, and so everyone from other colleges can come to check it, to share their ideas. Right, they use this for academic use. And the HTML is a language we're going to talk about today, is created at that time. So the HTML is a language, it stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So the main idea for that is not just create a website. No one was thinking about I'm going to create a language to make a website. The website wasn't existing at that time. And they just think about, okay, I'm going to create. So this is more like a language help us to mark up an essay. Like I need a way to quickly create an essay to make the title. Maybe I want to put a table inside my essay to list some digital data, and then maybe I want to create a list. So those things are can be easily created by HTML, and this is why they created this language, right? And later, like when economy comes in, like when those companies comes in, commercials coming in here, they feel like, okay, seems like this system is very interesting. And what if we use this like to put some advertisements, to put some like a website, something called websites, sharing our ideas with the world, and so the commercials comes in, and they started to bring this ideas to the whole world, and to announce all the advertisements or share their ideas, and they create something like a website. And quickly they feel like something like HTML is too boring. Yes, it allows us to write some title, write some table, but like how about I will make it more colorful? And there's another language is created. It's called CSS. This language stands for Cascading Style Sheet. We're going to mention that tomorrow, maybe. And this is like a helper for the HTML. What it can do is it doesn't give any, like it cannot create a title, it cannot create a table or create a list with that language. What it only can do is change the style of your HTML. It can help you change your title into another color. It can help you to add a background to your website. It helps you. You can use that to add some animation to your website. Like this is why it's called a cascading style sheet. It's not a page, just a style sheet. You can see here. I want to say heading into red, and HTML going to come to check your style sheet and looking for what kind of heading you want. And then here it says red. Okay, I'm going to make the heading red, and make it white, make it black. So these two languages are basically working together. HTML to build up the content, mark up the content, and the style sheet to change the style of everything. Right? We're gonna take a look at both of them in this week and next week. Right? And nowadays, like maybe last like a few decades ago, it feels like okay. So right now, I can change my style of my page. Each website that can have a different color, different animation, and all that else we can do. And they create another language called JavaScript. So because they feel like, okay, I have a different color of my website, something like the MSim website, right? So, but it just still boring. We can still make it more interesting. We can still make it more powerful by allowing it to catch the user action. For example, you can see the MSim website. It looks like this right now, but if I move my mouse close to here, you can see the background is become clear and the logo becomes like blur. So you can see the animation like that, because the website is catching my mouse. Right? When mouse is moved out, it changes its performance, the way it's performing. And then when I move my mouse in, it changes it to another look. So this is what HTML and CSS cannot do. HTML can mark the content, like I think here I said M symbol, blah blah blah. This is writing with HTML. It's showing there, but it cannot catch your mouse. Like when your mouse moves, it do something. Similar thing like here. I have a button. It's called Explore right here. When I click it, it's gonna move the screen. Like this kind of things cannot be done with just HTML and CSS. And so they create another language called JavaScript, and it allows you the computer allows a website to catch the user action and to do some response to it, make it more dynamic, make it more interesting. So those are the three languages we are still using right now, and those are three main languages to make a website, to make any website or web application. All right, so we have the language to make the content, we have languages to change the style, and we have another language to make it more dynamic, make it more reactive to your actions. We're going to take a look at them one by one, but in the next 2 months. Right? So today we're gonna start looking at the first one, which is HTML. I have all the slides in the resources, so let me open the HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. First of all, it is not a programming language. This is very important. the reason it's not a programming language because, as I said, it's created as a markup language to just create ACIDs to any content to it. It doesn't have the logic involved like a programming language. We're gonna once after we learn the JavaScript, we're gonna see how a programming language looks like. It will be something allows you to bring the logic inside it. Things like it. Yes.
Use it to create data to.
Yeah, to build up the content of a page. To mark up the content of a page of a website. So a programming language, it allows you to write down some logic, something like if I click this, something happened. If I scroll my mouse, something happened, right? And if the user is logged in, we'll bring him to his profile. If the user didn't log in, we'll bring him to the login page. That's the logic involved inside it. Right? The conditions allows you to judge the user's action, to decide which way to do when different conditions is happening. And this is something HTML cannot do. It's not, because that's not a programming language. It's the way you write an AC, just build up the content. So this should be very easy to learn. Right? It's just something like you just need to remember a few terms, and you will be able to write it with it. You can see it today. And after you learn it today, you should be able to build a really easy website, or we say an AC. And tomorrow, after we illustrate this, you can try to change the style of it. Change it to another color and some background, and things getting more interesting. All right, so let's see. Okay. Create and open an HTML file. So how do I create an HTML? Right. So to do it, we're gonna need an editor. To do it, an editor. Let me give you an example. If I create a TXT file, right, text document, and I'll double click it, it says we're basically open it with a notepad. Notepad is actually an editor. So the editor is just just an editor, allows you to type things inside it, allows you to change the content of inside it. It's software allows you to change the content of a file. You can write anything you want inside it. That is an editor. Right? So, for example, how do I create an HTML file? If I just go to create new, actually, I can just change the name of this one. Firstly, so to be able to create an HTML file, we need to see the extension of the files. So here you see right now, I cannot really see the extension of it. By see extension, here you can see it says new text documents. And in the view here, if I check the box here, it says file name extension. If I check that, you can see the name here change. It says new text document .txt. That .txt is the extension of the file. It shows you what type of this file is. This is a text document, so the extension of it is txt. This is a Word document, so the type of it, the extension is .docs. Docs. Right? The extension here shows the different attributes, shows a different type of each file. Right? And to create a HTML file, it is easy. We just create a file and make the extension is HTML. That is how you make HTML file. Right? Let's try it. So if I create a new file, you can just create a text document, but you can change the extension here and just rewrite everything here. Just say, I can say I want to create my homepage .html, and it says if you change a file name extensions, the file might become unusable. Are you sure you want to change it? Yes. This is icon changes. That means like if you double click it, it thinks this is a website. I'm gonna open it with a Chrome for you. If you double click it, it's how do you want to open it? I will open it with Google Chrome, and it's basically it's empty, nothing inside it, right? Because I just created it. You can see the title here says my homepage.html. There's nothing inside it. Right? So to edit it, you can just try to right click it. There's option called open with. Open with, I think I can choose another app here. And I'm looking for a text editor here, Notepad. Open with Notepad. Anyone can find it? If you cannot find this button by yourself, let me show you just again. All right, let me do the whole process again. So if I delete things here, all right. So make sure you go to the view and check the file name extension. That's very important. All right, on the top, it says file, home, share, and the view. We'll go to the view here, and make sure the file name extension is checked. And now we right click in the folder, create a new. We can choose a text document here, and we're gonna rewrite its name here. Right, so we can see homepage.html. Once you finish, you can just hit enter. It's gonna ask you, and just click yes. Right, you can see the icon gonna change to either the IE or Google Chrome. Right, so you should be able to double click it to open it with the Chrome. Right, you can see an empty page. We just created an empty website. All right, so let's try to edit it. So if you right click this file, and choose the fifth one, open with, and looking for a notepad inside it. If it doesn't show it on the right like mine, just go to choose another app, the bottom one, choose another app, or just looking for more apps, something like that, and more apps. I'm looking for the notepad. See the notepad here? Right. Notepad there. Okay. Let me do it again. All right. Right click the file, choosing the open with, and the last one, choose another app, and looking for a notepad inside here. This is more apps, and looking for the notepad here. Right, notepad here. So, and then when you click OK, you're gonna open the website with Notepad. All right, so if you can still cannot find it, I'm gonna help you afterward. So just take a look what we're doing here. So for example, I can write anything I like right now. If I say welcome to my homepage, and let's save it. And now if you try to open double click to open it again, let me just put them on one on the right and one on the left. All right, so you can see your website changes. It says welcome to my homepage. Just create some text in my website. All right, so like you can keep adding more, like this is my first website. Save it, and if you just reload the page, there's a reload button. You can see the content changes. Right? And this is how you create an HTML file. But this is not HTML language. We're just writing it with like English. Right? Whatever you put here, it's just going to show on the left, on this in the website every time when you reload the page. And to write HTML language, you can see the difference. So firstly, let's say welcome to my website. Right, this is just the pure English. And if for HTML, let me give you an example. If I do h1 welcome to my website and slash h1 to close it, if I save it, you see the difference? You see it's getting bigger. So we I just created a title, a heading. That's why it says h1. That means the biggest heading. And we also have h2. If I just make the second, make the tag here, says h2. It's called tag. h2 here, a registration page. I make a smaller heading. And keep going. I have h3. Put it after it. Just copy paste. Change 2 to 3. Say I create a smaller one. So this is a HTML syntax. You gotta be careful. The HTML syntax is combined with 3 parts. The open tag, the tag on the left, it's a left arrow, h1, and a right arrow. Right, the arrow is let me just show you the keyboard. Right, it is this one here. Like hold Shift, click on this. Right, this is the left arrow, and this is the right, and then put h1 in between. That is called a tag, and the tag on the left is called open tag, and the tag on the right is a close tag. The close tag is a little bit different from the open tag. It has slash before the h1. And let us know that is a closing tag. Close what we just want to display. So, and the things in between is a content, right? So just content that we want to display, and it's basically saying I want to display this. I want to show this welcome to my website as a heading, right? The biggest heading, which is h1, heading 1, and then we have heading 2, heading 3. If you keep trying, have heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. It's getting smaller, smaller, and smaller. And that's it. That's all HTML does. It has different kind of text and give it different style and help you to mark up your AC, your basic website. Right? So, and say for example, if I want to put a paragraph, I can use the tag P to create a paragraph, and I also need to close it. And in between, I can add any content. Like I can say, I learned making website with HTML. Right, it's getting more content. So let's go to the on the right. Yeah. Or I can say like something like I don't know, like just some random text, blah blah blah. Right, so if I save it, you can just save it and reload the page. You can see the text is here. So I just made a paragraph. Right, it started using the tag called P, stands for paragraph. Right. So what else we can do? Another one. Let's come out with another one. Right, so I'm gonna put it before the paragraph. So just put it here. So another one can do a list. I can do is we use the tag UL. That stands for unordered list. Right, that's unordered list. Within the list, I can actually put them in the different lines, make it easier to see. We have list item li. And my first item I can see is called item 1. Or I just make it like this using some fruit, apple. And put another list item inside it. after the first item, and then put banana, orange. Right, let's just capitalize the first correction. So if I reload my page, you're gonna see a list here. So the code for that is we create the list and then list item in between. And to make it easier to see, we're usually ending some space here. Like usually 1, 2, 3, 4, put some space here. So we know like those list items are in the UL. If you save that, it won't change the content. Just make your code more readable. This is just kind of rule. When we write the HTML, just trying to make it readable, so we create it like that. But it still means like the same thing when we put them on the same line. Right, so you can even just write it like that. For example, I can write it everything in one line. Right, I can write everything in one line, but it's just make it harder to read. Right, so this is my list. If you save it, it won't change the content. It's exactly the same thing. But to make it more readable, we break them into different lines. Right, and because those list items are in this list, so we're adding some space here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and some space. 4 space. Just making it more readable, but the content is the same. This is very important to make your code readable, because sometimes you're gonna come back to read your own code and to make some changes. Like what if your boss asks you, okay, I want to add another item in the list, and you need to come back to find the list in your code. Think about like you have everything in one line, like one line, and everything is in one line, and it's gonna be like a disaster for you to looking for the things you want here and to fix it. Right, so we're gonna make them in different lines, make the code readable, and also think about like in the future you're working with a team, and when your teammates read your code, you don't want like your teammates reporting to your boss like I cannot read his code. I have no idea what he's doing or she's doing there. Right, that's not, we don't like that. So we want to make our code readable. Right, so break them into different lines. Okay. So that's how you create a website. But like as you can see, like Notepad is not an ideal editor, because you have to do like a lot of work, and everything it's going to be messy when you're adding more and more content, right? So like for example, this page can be like if I copy everything and paste it, it can be like 10 times long, and you see all my content are just getting harder to read, harder and harder when the content getting more. So when we would like the editor to help us to read it, maybe adding some color to it. Like for example, give the tag and the content a different color. That may be helpful. And maybe it can help me to mark up my what if I can after I write the start tag, like when I write H1, it automatically writes the closing tag for me. I will like that, because every time when I write a open tag, I will always write a closing tag. But it's kind of wasting my time if I do it by myself. How about ask my computer, ask my editor to do it for me? So like there's a lot of editors are created, especially for coding, for writing HTML, right? So the one we are going to using, let me just close this, right? Save everything, close it. The one we are going to use is called VU Studio Code. Right. The one we're going to use is called VU Studio Code, or you can call it VS Code. That's the most popular one right now, and it's very powerful. So to open it with VS Code instead of open with Notepad, we'll do the same thing. Right click on this file, open with, and this option called VU Studio Code. See if you can find it. or you can just choose right-click it. The option to choose Open with Code. It's the same thing. There's an option that says Open with Code. Usually it's going to be the second one. And choose it, click on it. You can see it's basically opens a same file. Let me increase the font size. Go to the setting, make the font size like 30 to make it easier for you to see. So basically it's the same thing, but you can see that it makes the tag into another color, right? If you see any screen other than mine, it's maybe another page, like maybe it says like some update. You just close it out. Just use a cross, close it. And maybe it says like January 29th or like February 29th is some update. Just close it. It's a cross on the top there, right? So you can see it's basically it shows exactly the same thing, and it gives a different color for the tag, so it's easier for me to read it. No matter how long the file is, I can easily find which one is content and which one is tag. Function in functionality, it's exactly the same, like by using this or using the notepad, but just make it more readable, make it easier to write code. Right, so let me give you another example. So what we can do here, like for example, let me delete everything, or just clear it up. So if I want to write code, let me say I want to create another H1 says welcome to my website. Say when I start write tag H1, it's giving me some hint. Like when I start write H, it knows okay, you have a lot of options here. You can choose from here, or you can continue your write and just keep writing H1, close it. You see it's creating the closing tag automatically for me. I don't have to do it by myself. So I can just write the content. Welcome to my website. Right, I can keep writing. H2, you see it's just finished the ending tag for me. Welcome to my website. Right. So if you write like H3, it's also going to help you to finish it. H3 website. Oh, it's welcome. Right. So it's just easier to write. Alright, so there's a lot of other functions we're going to introduce in the future, but this is just the obviously part that can make it easier to do things. And you can also open the website inside the folder, like double click it, you can open it for you. It's basically the same thing, right? So I'll give you a few minutes here to try it out, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll help you one by one to make sure we're on the same page before we keep going. Right? Try it out, try something, and if you like Google HTML tags, you can see like there's actually a list of tags. You can just try them out. Right? Like, and most common use tags in HTML, something like that, and there's going to be like a list of them, which is H1 to H6, and something like it. Just any website. This one HTML preference, like it's all the tags here. Try it out, right? So if anyone still have questions to get follow up, let me know. I can help you. Sure, one by one. So still running the machine, and it goes to the right, and hit enter to go to the next page. And you can write about it there. Got it? Yes. So this one is something it's basically preferably for choosing the file. And if you want to save it, go to the file and go to save. Well, to save the content of the file is your. Just compare it. I know it, but we can copy this one we have here and close it. So let's try to save it again. It works. I don't know. Something like that. You open this one and open it with Notepad, two projects, and you save it in the Notepad, and then the two projects are not the same. And so yeah, so the risk for that unknown, and you want to override it or something like that. So you use to save it. You can save. I don't save it, but you just change the way you change. So we're not those. Try it again. Try it again. Okay, so after you write, you just save the file. Save it. And the website is right. Yeah, it works. All right. Okay. Alright, so still anyone still have question? Yep. Okay. So have you created the file, create the website file? So it's this one right here, right? That's a folder. That is a folder. Okay. So let's right click here. Right click it. And we go to create new. And choosing the text document. Right, so and then we delete what we have here. We delete everything inside. Delete it? Yeah, delete it. Expect delete it. And you give it a name, and like my website or a homepage or anything. And dot, the dot, we're going to add an extension to it, and HTML.
No, I think it's lowercase.
No, just lowercase, all lowercase. We have it ML. Right, hit enter. And then the pop up a window. Ask you, do you really want to change it? Yes. Okay, so we just create a website. And we can edit it. Just right click on it. right click on the home page. Yeah, right click it. Right click, right. Yeah. It should open with code. And we'll open it with a Visual Studio Code. So here we can any content. To write anything. Okay. We have here.
Like you did earlier.
Yeah, let me just open the page here. You try to write these things inside it. See what's going on. Let me make it bigger.
Oh, right, that's the other.
Yeah, 36. Right, write these things inside it.
So it's not right here.
Yep.
Like right here.
Yep. Press in here. Good. Yeah, good. It's basically all of this. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it in a second. Yeah. Sure. You can go back to your file. Go back to your photo. And then right click on the file. And the open with code. Open the file with
I just copy your paste on that.
Right, you can just type whatever you want.
It automatically.
No, I know that, but right.
Oh, man.
I wanted to actually do
All right. 1 more minute. We're gonna keep going. Yeah. So I know it's kind of like we're going slow for some students, we're going faster for some other students. But this is something I cannot control. So this is why I will record the videos for it. And so if you still cannot follow, please just rewatch the video. All right. I cannot speed it up because we have so many beginners here. I know some of you come here with maybe a coding background or coding experience. Yeah, we are going to go into very deep in the future. But at the beginning, we are going to very slow and maybe getting faster in the future. All right. So let's keep going. Yeah. So this is the editor we're going to use. We're going to use in this editor to write code. All our code is going to be done within this editor. Right. So let's keep going. So this is the syntax, right? So let me write down. So the syntax of HTML is very simple. We have a tag on the left, which is not teach tag, T-A-G. And we have the content in between, and we have the end tag as the closing tag, open tag, closing tag, or start tag, end tag, and content in between. This is basic syntax of HTML. You're gonna see all the code that looks like that, right? And sometimes you're gonna see a tag inside tag, or like a tag inside tag inside another tag inside another tag. It's gonna be something like maybe outside of this tag we have another tag. Maybe I have a parent tag, and a tag of another tag, and a closing afterwards, right? And then maybe I have another tag outside of it. It's possible, but the idea here is the same. It's always gonna be a start tag and a closing tag. It's going to change the format of it, how it shows, and the content is in between. All right? Just like the list we just said, we have the UL on the outside, and we close it afterwards, and inside this unordered UL unordered list. And we have this item, item 1 and close it. And then we may have another item 2 and close it. Right. So, and to make it more readable, we usually separate them into different lines. The content is the same. Like we put a UL here and close the UL at another line, at the end line, and put this item also in between, like that. Yeah. So it's going to be look like that. It's the same thing when you write it on the same line. Content, the performance or like the display, the way it's displayed, the layout is the same, but just a different way to write it, make it more readable. All right. Let's go back to the slides. Go back to slides. That's how you create and open an HTML file. And so it's changed. Okay. It was for Windows 7, so it's going to be check the show file extension, something like that, and it will be able to see the extension, and then you just open it with the editor. Right, so you can using Notepad, but make it Notepad is not ideal, so we'll have something called VS Code. Right, VS Code is the one we're using, and there are other editors like a lot. Like Sublime is one of them that was quite popular before, and there's like something called Atomy. It's very popular in the Mac system, and there's a lot of editors, and we're going to using the VS Code for the rest of the course. Okay, and then after you edit it with editor, you can just double click, reuse the HTML file with a browser. Right? We can open it with IE, open it with Edge, Microsoft Edge, or open with Firefox, open with Chrome. Right? Those are all browsers. Right. So text syntax. Text syntax is an element surrounded in angle brackets. So the tag, the left arrow, and the tag name, and the right arrow, that is creating a tag. You already have a start and ending tag, heading, a paragraph, and some tags will not have a closing tag. We're going to see them in the future. Right. Some tags don't have a closing tag. Right. Go to the next one. And comment. Comment is something looks like the number 1 here. That is a comment. A comment that shows in a page. Comment that you already used to separate the code or remind the developer what you did here. So let me give you an example. Right. So for example, when my website is getting longer and longer, like for example, if I have H1 says welcome to my website, right? So I have a paragraph, like a lot of text here, a really long paragraph, and I have another paragraph, another heading. In this topic class.
Just
Sure.
I want to interrupt just a second. Every week we have different employers on here. If you or your family member is looking for part-time work or even full-time work, we got Shaw's here today. And they are opening a new Shaw's, and I think it's probably open already, over by TD Garden. So they're looking to employ people over at the TD Garden Shaw's. And they're doing on-site interviewing here today. So if you are interested or a family member, this will be the only time I'll allow you to use your cell phone and text them and let you get your butt over and get out the house. This will be the only time I'll allow you to pull that phone out. But nevertheless, they'll be here from 10 to 2. How's it going thus far? Going. Yeah. Supposed to go. Alright. Talk to you later. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, so we're gonna continue. Right. So we're gonna create another H1. This is my second. Like just saying, the first one is welcome. Second one is nice to meet you. And put another paragraph. So you can randomly type something. And what I did here, if you just type lorem and hit tab, it's just gonna be automatically type some random stuff here. It just help you save some time to test stuff, right? This is also something you cannot do with Notepad. It's just some random text there, dummy text. And I have another H1. I can keep going. So, see you later. And another paragraph. And just lorem, and just give you some dummy text. All right. So let me save the file. See how it looks like. File. Save it, and I can just go back to open it, double click open it, and this is how my website looks like. I have 3 heading and 3 paragraphs. And back to our topic, comments. I can add in some comments here, saying just reminds me what we did here. So I can comments is start with the left arrow and exclamation mark and dot dot. It's gonna finish the rest part for me. So inside here, I can write anything as a comment, right? So I can say this is the first heading. You see the color of that is green. And if you save that, open it with your browser, it won't show. It won't show in the page. This is why it is a comment. It's only visible when you open the file, when you open the code. Just leave you some comments here, like when you come back in the future, or when there is something you want to see to the other developer in your team. Just leave it here. Maybe you can something like I can say. Let me just write another comment. This part is not finished yet. Just remind yourself you can come back to finish it later. It's a comment. It's not showing in the page, only when you open the file. So users cannot see it because they won't want to open your file. So you can come back to fix that later. And see here. You can see this is going to be rewrite next week. Let's say next month, right? On October 1st. Some comments for yourself. Right. So if I save the file, go to save. It won't show it on the page, right? If I reload the page, it's not showing. It's not changing the content. Which is something you do not want to use to see, but maybe it's for future you, or for the other developer, or trying to use that to separate the file. Like this is section 1, section 2, section 3. Give you some idea what's going on in this file. All right. Just comments. So it's going to be a open left arrow, exclamation mark, and 2 minus. Right, and then just put the content and just 2 minus on the right and close it. Close the right angle brackets. Close it. Question? Yeah. You put lorem and hit tab. Put it this last character. This last character. And go to this last character. This is the name. This is the name. This is the name. Simon. Into this. Take it. Type the name again. And hit tab. Yeah. It only works when you just finish typing it. The keyboard is broken. Let me see it's try to unplug it, plug it back. Try it again. Not working. Okay, I'm gonna tell them to change. Press is ready. Here it's not. And I think we can lock it. So you want to yeah.
So you showed that if you put like let's say each
Okay.
and then it, like it will type it hardware so that this is the file like it doesn't go through.
Try to grab the right angle bracket. Yeah, good.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to finish it. Because maybe it thinks you're still typing. It's waiting for you to finish the typing, so it's gonna add in another one for you. Right. Wait around. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I just asked some more questions. Right, so we're gonna keep going. That is a comment. Right, we're gonna say more about the comment in the future. So let's go back to the slides. Let's go to the next page. Right, so this is an HTML file. It's an example of it. And you should be able to see there are some tags we haven't talked about. Like at the top, there are two comments. The comments basically give you some hints like what they are. So after the tag, after the comments, it says a tag doc type HTML. So the comment says this tells the browser what types of this file is. And it must be the very first line in your HTML document. This is a common style like when you start a HTML file. And you always start with a doc type tag. And it's required for every HTML file to by the browser to tell the browser what this file is talking about. Right? And after that, you need a pair of HTML tags. Start tag, loading tag. That means all the things in between is HTML. Right? It's some format. And inside the HTML, you have a head and a body. That's also a format. Right? All the things in a format. And in the head, in between the head, you can put any other of your text, but it should be all about the meta information. Like what is the title of this website, what is the description of this website, and is there any keywords for your website, and who is the author of the website, and meta information in the heading. And all the main content will be in the body tag. I have H1 paragraph, or maybe another paragraph, or maybe a list, Right, even image, those things going to be equal to the body. Everything user can see goes to the body tab. Right? So you see it again, right? So all the files start with the doc type. Right? Exclamation mark, doc type, HTML. And in the browser, this is HTML file. And then you have a HTML tab, all your code in between. And you have in HTML, you have a head and a body. In the head tab, you can have some meta information, the title, and maybe later we're going to teach you how to write description. And title and description, that's something that when people are trying to Google your website, it's going to be showing there. Right? The first one, what is the title of this website, and the description of it. So I'm going to show you that later. And in the body is a main content that user can see when they open your website. And so it's going to be the first line, this is my website, and then after that it's going to be a paragraph, which should be lowercase h. Right? This is my very first website. So it's shooting on screen. Right? This in the body is going to be shooting on screen. In the head, the main information. Now let's try to create one by ourselves. Let's try to create one by ourselves. Right, so I'm going to delete everything here, make it empty. I'm going to create one by ourselves. So we're going to start with the first line, doc type. So exclamation mark. You see, it's already give you some hint in this doc type. And HTML. Close it. That is always the first line. Right, and leave that alone. Don't have to worry about that. Yep.
Gavin forgot it. Isaac got a package.
Yes, that's bad.
You want me to give it to him or you gotta give it to him?
Yeah, we did it. He left it on the stays in the house. So he had to
Sorry.
Okay, let's keep going. So, and after the doc type, always going to be HTML tag, HTML. Close it, and all your content are going to be in between. Right, so I'm keep writing HTML, and you can hit enter here to break them into different lines. Like hit enter in between, break them into different lines. And in the between here, you can type head. Right, that's a first tag inside it, and then after it, we'll type body. Right, two pairs of tags inside. Right, head and the body. And now I would like to save my file right now. Oh, why the change is style? Okay, I think I have something set up. Give me 1 second. There's a format on save. I'm gonna close that. Yes. You don't have to do this. I don't think I have this. There's a format on save there, so it's changing my format every time when I save it. Save it. So, yeah, this is how the code looks like. And in the head, you're gonna break it in the middle, so it's gonna break them into different lines. I'm gonna have my title here. Title. In title, I can see. I'm just gonna say home page. Right, that's my title. Home page. That's my title. And now let's save it, try to open it, see how it looks like right now. Right, we have a title inside it. And so I have a bunch of tags and just write a whole page here. And I'm gonna leave this on the left. If you haven't finished that yet, you can just follow up. It's gonna look like that. And double click, open it. Let's open it here. So put it on the right. So the page is empty. The title is not gonna show it in the page. But if you take a close look on that, you're gonna see the title is actually showing on the top here, home page. If you change your title, here is the change. You can try it out. That's the title for this page. And that is not the only thing the title does. If you go to the Google, search for something, like for example, search for M symbol. So what you can see here, this one, M symbol web development bootcamp of Urban League, this is a title for this website. Right? What you search here, this bigger one, this link, is a title for it, for the website. And down here is a description of it. So you will be able to change it, change the title like the user can search on. So for M symbol website, the title is just like this. I just wrote M symbol and put a bar here. Says web development bootcamp of Udemy. And when the user try looking for this website, trying to Google M symbol, it's gonna show in there. This is the title for that. How do I make that line? Let me open the keyboard here. The line is here, right before the and you're gonna hold Shift, click on that. This is the pipeline. Right, you can make another one. Hold Shift, click on that. Say I make 2, not 10, 3, 4, 5. That's pipeline. That is a line here.
How many slides or 4?
Hmm?
How many lines?
Oh, it's just example. You don't need. You can write anything you want. Right, it's just example. This example, right? Right. So that is title. What title can? Title is the thing like can be searched, and also the thing showing on the top of your page, like here, like the top of the page. The M symbol web development bootcamp of Urban League. All right. And if you want to write something on the page, you're gonna put that in the body, right? You're gonna break the body into 2 lines and start adding your content. I can say H1, welcome to my website, and then put a paragraph here. This is my very first website. Something like that. Layout are always going to be look like that, and all the content going into the body. So you can save the file and then reload your page, or open the web browser. You're going to see the content inside it. Right, so you can save it and take a look on that. So this is how it looks like. make it smaller so you can see it. And how it looks like. Take some time to follow up. All right, so we're gonna stop here before the break, and once you can have some play around with it, and we're gonna continue talking at 10:40. So try to follow up, and let me know if you have any questions. So first one, the H1 goes. Right. And this is why this is
That's my note, right? Explanation.
Now, like basically done everything, the application of five, all you do is here.
And that's why there's so many jobs right now, because HTML5 basically leveled the playing field, made it so that the people who were doing coding before HTML5 have to learn HTML5. And we can learn HTML5 before them to get them.
Same day.
Really? Wow.
Monday. So I told her about the cupcakes.
Yeah, we gotta have a party, huh?
So if there's something
I'm a
with
quarter
red color,
million of dollars for that.
You can bring the band,
We're
right?
here, you're gonna pay $100 a week to learn this. Right. It's kind of sick.
Fashion designers and all those stuff.
Alright, try to catch up. We're gonna continue talking after break. And if you finish your work, you can have take a 10 minutes break.
Really updated. That's sick. Oh, it is? It's like 15 minutes.
How's the day going for you?
Good.
the website, do they have like introductions? Do you have anything like that?
Yes.
I want to do that. Like, I want to stay. I don't want to leave. I'm getting a little bit of
I actually share the link there. Later we're gonna give you time to watch it.
Right.
If you go to the curriculum, it actually is right there.
Here's
Go to the civil website. Just click on it's left side, so you right click it. If you are and go to curriculum and have the and also give it time to click it. Click on click on that. This is the account. Sign in to check it. Yeah, sign up a new account if you don't have one.
gotta make
And be able to find more. People will be trying to use the packs. Because that's dope. That's the plan.
The problem is, we open this file in two things. We open the notepad and this with code. So I close the notepad and reopen this file.
It was freezing. I wanted to throw on my head. Thankful for it. That's a really bad feeling.
Feel bad it worked.
You just have to send me
Alright guys, we're gonna continue about HTML. So this is going to be the basic layout of it. Alright? And so instead of writing it by yourself, the VS Code actually can help you to generate it. So you don't have to write it by yourself. Let me show you how to do it. So if I delete everything I have here, backspace, delete everything, and if I type exclamation mark and hit tab, you see it's automatically generated the basic layout you need here. Just save you a lot of time. You don't have to type by yourself. All right, let me show you again. So if I delete it, I want to generate a basic HTML format. So I put exclamation mark, hit tab, just come out.
like the last thing that you type, or
You just don't have to type it by yourself. You can ask the editor generator for you. That's for VS Code. That's for VS Code. This is also one reason I'm using it.
So it's a twin tab, correct?
Yeah, exclamation mark tab. You have to get everything. Put the exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Tab. Try it again. Try it again. Try it again. So it's adding some. So every time we type it, give you a doc type, give you HTML tag, and this is some language English. Well, that's not required. Just normal put it there. And for the head and the body, inside the head, it has some like a backup data. Here, like it has title, you can change it. It has something like the character set, which is kind of like the correct format here, which is usually a 8. Don't have to worry about that. And this meta name equal to viewport, content equal to something like that. This is for mobile devices. We're going to cover that in the future. And the same thing here is some information to make it more compatible for IE or other browsers. It's compatible for other browsers. So that's just basically the layout of it, of the HTML. And if you want to add some content, just adding it in the body tag. Right? So you don't have to type it by yourself. You just use exclamation mark and using tab to generate one. Right? It's called a template. Generate a template. Right? Delete and the exclamation mark. Just generate a template of it. And you can just adding content in the body. H1, welcome. And paragraph, hello, something like that. All right. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Let's go to the slides. Where's the slides? Here. Drag it back. We were talking about, yeah, we were on this page. Right, so use Emmet to generate. Emmet is like an add-on to help you to generate things, shortcut. It's like to help you generate the templates for you, and that is a pre-installed add-on in the VS Code, so you don't have to worry about that. So it's help you to generate the HTML template, meta tags and search engine. So yeah, there's some meta tags you can put in the head. All right, so we don't worry about that right now. Yeah, so here is a explanation for the meta tags. It shows here, like it has 3. It has one for the viewport, one for the something called XUA compatible, and those are just explanation for those things. First one is a chart set. Another one is a viewport, which is important for responsive design. We can talk about that later. And the third one just makes the browser more compatible, especially for IE, right? And they can add in. There's some examples about some other meta tags you can add. You can add in a description meta tag. And this is a thing we say that you can add a description for a website, and when people try to Google it, they can see what the description for your website is. So you see meta tag, name is equal to description, and content is equal to blah, blah, blah. Right? So you don't have to write it down. The slides is available for you. You can check it later. And you also have a meta tag for the keywords. You can add the different keywords there. All right. And the last one, it says meta net equal to robots, and the content is something called non-index, non-follow. This one is, if you put this one in your website, all the search engines cannot find your website. It's like you block Google search, block like a Bing search, any search, no one can search your website. This is something like purely like when you create a website for company internal use, no one others just to be able to search that, and when you're working company. So that's not very common, but maybe you're going to use that in the future when you're working for some special company, like FBI, something like that. Right. So yeah, so the slides is available online, so you can be able to check that later. I'm going to go to the next page. All right, so here are some examples of the text. We just talked about H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Right, the bigger heading, smaller heading. We have from H1 to H6, from larger to smaller. And we'll have paragraph, which is create a paragraph, right? Just a paragraph. That's it. And we have some other tags like strong, em, and delete. Wait, let me show you them one by one, right? So in the body here we have let's create a paragraph, just a paragraph. Create a paragraph. Let's say, welcome to my mSymbo website. And let's take a look how it looks like. So I saved the file. You can just Ctrl S save it, or just save it by clicking the button. And let's open it. So this is my website. Welcome to my mSymbo website. Right? I'm gonna put this on the right. Just let you see the both sides. Right, so this is the website. Right. So the next tag we're gonna use is strong tag. So it's usually going into the paragraph tag or going to some other tag. It won't be just stand there by itself. For example, I can add in that strong tag around the mSymbo. Right, so let me show you how I do it. So I put a strong here, and I close it after the mSymbo. I put it in between the paragraph. So let's see how it does. It makes it bold, make it stronger. Right, so let me make it longer so you can see it. So I have a paragraph, and I put the strong inside it, and put the mSymbo inside that strong tag. So the mSymbo, it is a paragraph, and it is has some strong features, have some strong style. So it's going to be import. And that's what strong text can do. If inside the paragraph you want to make something stand out, just put a strong tag there. All right. Right, so similarly, we have some other tags to change the style of it. Like instead of strong, we can change it to em. So it's emphasized. An em tag. Yep, or can use them both if you want. Like you can put the em and put the strong. You can put them like together. Put the strong. And put the mSymbo inside, like em strong, both em and both strong. So it's gonna look like this. I can do that. Right, just keep it simple. Just using em. Just keep it simple. Right. I can do that. So you can basically you can DIY it. You can do it whatever, any way you want to make it strong or make it like a em. Or we can also have delete DL, and it's adding a cross line. That's a different tags, just examples. You can easily Google like some HTML5 or HTML tags. We're using HTML the 5th version, so it's HTML5, and there's a list of tags. You can just take a look of that and try them one by one, see how it looks like. delete tag, and then right. So we're gonna delete that. Alright, we can go back just to a paragraph. So welcome to my mSymple website, and I'm going to type something else. Like for example, I'm gonna copy this one. Just welcome to my website. Welcome to my website. Welcome to my website. Copy 3 times. So it looks like this. So P and welcome to my website 3 times, and close close it. I don't know how I can show this whole thing. Yeah, just this is how it looks like. I'm just gonna slowly slide it. Let you see. So I basically just put everything in one line. Welcome to my website. Welcome to my website, and see like it's basically just display the website in one line. Displays my paragraph in one line. How about if I want to break them into multiple lines? You may say like I can. What if I just say here is welcome website, put enter, and like that, and here I put enter. This in another line. So they're in 3 lines right now, right? So if I save it, and take a look of it. Oops. So it's still in the same line. It's still in the same line. That's not working. It's not working. So like this is not how HTML works. So like no matter how many lines you enter in between, it's always gonna display them in one line. Alright. So to break them into multiple lines, we can use a special tag. It's called BR. So for example, if I want to add a line in between here, I'm gonna put a BR here. That means line break. Break doesn't have a closing tag. You don't have to say BR and then close BR, because the break doesn't have a content inside it. So it's pointless to put a closing tag for it. So you just say BR. And in here, let's put another BR. And if you take a look at that, they are at different lines right now. Alright, so BR. Put a break there. And also, like you can make it look better. You can just put them in different lines. Something like make it more readable, like that. Welcome, and BR, and welcome, and BR, and welcome, and closing the P. Just make it more readable. It's the same thing. It looks better. So when there is a tag is in another tag, we usually just put that in another line and adding a tab here. Put a tab here, which is 4 space. Give some space here. Same thing here. Like this thing is inside the paragraph, so we just put it inside it and hit a tab. Give it some spaces, some indent. We know like this part is inside the paragraph, and this paragraph is inside the body. I just meta tag inside the head, just some format, and make it more readable. Make sense, right? Let me know if you have a question. So that's how BR works. You can break lines. And if you add any more BR here, it's actually going to make a line the white space bigger. Increase of white space. This is an increase of white space. 1 BR just 1 line, 2 BR 2 line, 3 BR 3 line. It's adding space to it. So you can see this is designed for writing articles, writing essays. You can easily format it into any way you like. Alright, that's BR. Right. So let's keep going. Where's my slides? Okay, I have it here. Let me just grab it. Slides. We talked about here, heading and paragraphs. Right, so different different tags. There's way more than this, and we're going to meet every one of it. And not everyone, but the most common ones. We're gonna use them later. All the common ones we're gonna look at them later, like list, like maybe image. We'll have like some other things. Right, keep going. Here is another very common one. Is a tag. It's a link, anchor tag. And what it does is create a hyperlink. Allows you to navigate to another page, another website. Let me give you an example about it. So, for example, here after the paragraph, I want to create a link. So I'm going to use the a tag. And inside here, I'm going to say, bring. Let's say just say, go to Google. Right. So by itself, like if you take a look at that, how it looks like, right? Take a look at that. It doesn't make any difference, like from the paragraph. It looks the same thing as a paragraph. But we can actually add something called attribute to it. In the open tag, right? The first tag, put a space. I can put the attribute called href. The hyperlink reference. I can put the quotation mark here, saying like that means like where do you want to link it with? Where do you want to link it with? And so we're gonna say https www.google.com. That means I want to link this one to Google. And the href attribute and to Google. So now, if you take a look at that, let me refresh the page. You see, so it's become a link. Right? It's become a link. And if you click on that link, it navigates you to the Google. Right, you can go back, click on this link, navigate you to the Google. Alright, so I'll go back to the code. Let you try it. So type this down and create a link and make it able to click. Alright, so that's a link. Hopefully you made it work. And so here I actually introduce you a new format, something called attribute. So our syntax becomes adding one more thing. We have an open tag, and we actually can have the attribute inside here, and we have the content and the closing tag. Right. So in the open tag we can have attribute. This time we have attribute called href, and we can actually have more than one attribute. We can have more than one attribute. We're gonna see those cases in the future. So this time we have a link. It has attribute is href. So if I want to add another attribute, I can just add it after it and put a space. Maybe I give it a name. And call it Google link. You can usually we don't put space there. Just Google link. Just say Google. All right, just say Google. or else we can have a, ID for it. Maybe this. We'll just say 1, 2, 3, something like that. We only have more than one attribute. It's gonna be just like a property of it. Right. So it doesn't do anything. Name and ID here right now. Later we're gonna use them, but right now it doesn't do anything. But the attribute, the href, the hyperlink reference, it does something. It's just going to tell the HTML how do you want this thing to work. Like when the user click on it, where do you want me to bring it to? We bring him to. And we bring it to Google, bring it to Twitter, or to any other website. Alright. So if you have 2 pages, you actually can navigate around. Let me give you an example. So here I have I already have a home page, right? So I can actually create another page. So you can also create pages in the VS Code. So you can say file, a new file. I'm just creating another file. I have 2 files right now. I'm gonna save it. Save that in the, let's say, desktop git test folder. Give it a name. I can call it about page. It's about HTML. So I have 2 pages. I have a home. I have about. I have 2 pages. This is my first page, and this is my second. Let's create another page. So generate a template, and just put h1 here. Says about my msymbol website. So second page. Right. So in the link, I can just say, instead of going to Google, I'm actually going to change it. I'm going to say go to my about page. So you can say go to about.html, and I'm going to say go to my about page. So I actually have 2 pages. Let me put this on the right. So I have 2 pages. One is home page. Another one is about page. Right? 2 pages.
How did you make that second page again?
How did I make it? Do you mean to split them into two parts? So I just drag it to the right. You can put it on the right if you want. Well, usually, and how to make it second one is like let me close it. So I go to the file and create a new file. Create a new file here, and I press this is save, and you can just give it a name. I call it about.html. It already exists. Do you want me to replace it? Yes, replace it. So I have about.html, the home page, about page, and it just writes in inside here. So this is h1 about my msymbol website. Right. So I have 2 pages. This is my home page. This is my about page. Alright, hopefully that makes sense. So the link have href about the HTML right now, right? And I don't need a name ID just to make it easier, just leave that. So I have a link, go to my about page, and href is about HTML. Let me firstly show how it works like. Alright, so I'm go back soon. So I reload the page. So if right now if I click on go to my about page, it's bringing me to my about page. It's bringing me to my about page. Right, I can go back and go in. If I have another link in my about page, I can say a link go to my home page and have a href. Let's go to my home page.html. So I will be able to jump around. So go to about, go back home, go to about, go back home. Alright, so I can jump around. So go to home page, go to about page, go to home page. Yeah, so that's how it works. Alright, let me. I'll leave this for you for a while. Let me try to. You can try to play with it. See if you can make another page and link them together. Question? Let me know if you have a question. Can I help you? Yes, you can copy that. Or we haven't covered that yet. That is basically what you have here is this.
What do you use? Well, I use something. Oh, okay. Yes, yes, I see. I see. I think you use it. No, I think so if I paste it here, yeah, that's so just copy the outer one to copy the else. I already copied it, just paste it in this side. Yes.
Possible. Sign in to sign in to
Oh, the class. Yeah, you can sign up account. That's in here.
So, so, and okay, so when I was one thing on your account, I look at the file page, and the file on the series, and when you save it, it's asking you to HTML or second page without nothing like no space. Okay, that's you know, so if you take my link here, that can be from A, yes, we will A A bracket and closing tag is here. Say I have like then that line there. What's the question? All right. One more minute.
So a link, you can use that to navigate to your own another page, or you can use it to navigate to another website. Right, link just can link to anything you want. Right. So we're gonna keep going. HTML slides. Right, so that is link. And next one is image. And next one is image. We're gonna talk about the image. So how do I put the image in my website? Yeah, JPEG. So after the let's go back to home page. I'll go back to home page. So after the A tag, let's put the image there. So the image, we're gonna using an image tag. So tag img stands for image. And see, image also doesn't have a closing tag because the image doesn't have a content. That's just an image. We only have some text content, so it doesn't need a closing tag. Right, so image tag. And how does we let it know like which image I want to display? We're going to using attribute called source, src. What is the source of this image? Right, is equal to something. Source is equal to something. So, and what does this thing equals to? Let's looking for image online. All right, let's looking for image online. So I'll be back soon. So let's go open the browser. For example, I want a cat image. Right, let's search for cat image. Maybe just this one. All right, this one. I want to display this image in my website. Right. Obviously, you need a copyright to use it. So, but right now, just an example. Right. Right now, just an example. You need a copyright to use an image on your website. So I can just copy the right click on the image, copy image address. Right click, copy image address. Right click, copy image address. Say it 3 times. Let's go back to the website. I'm gonna put that into the source. Paste it in. Right, paste that in as an image source. It'll be long, but just still a text. Right. So save it and reload the page. See how it looks like. I just saved it. Reload my page. Oops, cat doesn't come out. I think I copied the wrong address. Oh, this is my about page. Let's go back to home page. Here is the image. Right, here is my image. Right, so just copy the image source and put that image URL, image address, and put it in the source attribute. So it will display it for you. If you want another image, just replace the source. So, for example, if I want to change that into this one, just maybe this one, right? This one. Just right click it, copy image address, and use that to replace the current one. Delete the current one. It's very long. Put it here. Right. Put it here, and it's displayed there. Right. Refresh the page. It displays there. Right, so in a real world, you definitely need a copyright to display the website before you publish it, and otherwise it can get you in trouble. So here we just do a test. Yes. That means the link wasn't correct. What you need to copy? Yeah, it's just no, copy image.
Yeah, it's the first one I got there. Oh yeah, I just did the cards when we talked about.
Right? Make sure you copy the image address, right? Not link address. Copy image address. Not copy image, not copy link, not copy image, not copy link address. It's definitely should be image address, right? So it's an image address. Right, so that's how you bring an online image. You can also use your own image. So if you have a JPEG, like a Photoshop photo, and in your computer, you can use that as well. Let's try it. So for example, let me download the image so I can just use it. So maybe let's say this one. I want to download this image, so I'm gonna write save image as. I'm gonna save that into my Git test folder. I save that image. So the image is saved here, right? The image is saved here. I can use this image. So it has a name. It's called cat cloning resize MD. Let's just give it an easier name. It's too long. I'm gonna call it cat.jpg. I'm gonna call it cat.jpg. I'm gonna display this cat image on my page. So I'm gonna go back to my website. I'm gonna erase the current resource. Right, and put cat.jpg and save it. Make sure the file and the image are in the same folder. And if I take a look, the image is showing. Alright, let me leave my code here so you can take a look on that. Just an image source equal to cat.jpg. Make sure you download the image and give it and put the right name here. If you put the name wrong, the image won't display. The image won't display. So make sure you put the correct name. And also the extension need to be correct. Make sure that is a JPEG or PNG or JPEG or any other format. Make sure the format can match. What did I do? Let me repeat it once. Let me repeat it once. So if you miss any step, let's repeat it. So I went to Google, search for some image, and maybe this one. So I right-click the image, choosing Save Image As to download that image, and I put that in the Git test folder, Git test folder, and give it a name. Like a cat2, because I already have a cat. Put cat2. And extension of this one is this time is WEBP. This is not JPEG. It's not a format. Save it. And we're going to put that the file's name here, which is cat2.webp. Right, it's another format. If it's JPEG, just put JPEG. It depends on what you have here. Right, so I save it. And I go back to my website. It should be displayed there. Showing there. Oops, yeah, it's here. It's just so big. But it's, that's it. All right. So that means you can also download the image or take some picture with your phone and upload it. It should be very easy. You can see like HTML is a markup language. It's not like a programming. You're not like a spoken another language. You just give your word some style. Like make it display your paragraph like a heading. Display like a paragraph. Make it as a link, or just show my images there. It takes some time to practice it, but just the idea is not hard. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going to the next step, right? So you're gonna have other chances to practice it. So image. Let's see what is next. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. So in some cases, like for example, if I type the name wrong, maybe instead of cat2, I put cat3 here. And let's see what's gonna happen is you're gonna see an image is broken. I cannot say it. Just say image icon here. Let's say image icon here. Let me add a break them into different lines. BR, make them into different lines. Right, so just say actually just any more break, adding some more space here. I can just say a logo here says this is supposed to be an image, but I just cannot say what is that.
I got that.
You got that?
Yeah.
That means you put the link wrong. That means say I just cut cat3 here because I put the link wrong. That's not a correct link. The correct link is cat2. I put the cat3, so it doesn't work. So another case is maybe inside. I put cat2 here. Yeah, it works. But somehow I just lost the image. Maybe I deleted it. Or maybe I put that in the wrong place. So the image is not gonna showing. So I lost the image. It's not showing. Alright. And or maybe the user who is visiting my website, he's losing the internet, like while loading it. The text is loading, and boom, he loses the internet. He loses his Wi-Fi, and only out of data, so he cannot see the image. It's all possible. So in case of that, we still want a user cannot see the image, But we still want to let him know like what this image is about, make him feel comfortable, make him feel better. So I'm gonna add in some text here. It's called a ALT attribute, alternative. So this attribute is for in any cases when the image cannot be displayed, we're gonna show the text instead of the image. So we're gonna say cat, we're gonna say cute cat, right? Something like that. So if the image cannot show it, we'll be able to see this text there. So you're gonna be able to see this is a cute cat image. So you know, okay, well I cannot see it, but I can imagine it. So you know like, okay, this image is about this cat. So okay, I cannot see it, but I can still use this website. That just gives him an idea. It's called ALT, alternative attribute. In any case, when the image cannot be seen, you can still see some description of the image. We know what the image is about. This is also a case that you see two attributes in one tag. We have source attribute and art attribute. Yeah, it is. Alright, so I'm gonna keep going. Alright, keep going. So next one, that's it for the image.
Quick question.
Sure.
Can leave the image on the desktop and put it in a specific folder?
Yes, you can, but right now let's just keep it simple. Just put that in the same folder. Of course, we can put them in the different folders, but you need another way to link it. You need to find it. We're gonna talk about that later. Just keep it simple. We're just getting familiar with the language first. Right. So this image. Here I also put a link in my slides. That is a place you can find the free images. You just click on that. It's a website gives you like free images. You can search for any images you like here. They're all like a copyright free, so you can just use them free if you need. Right, I share the link in the slides. You can just go ahead and click on the links here. That's not the only one. There's a lot of like free copyright images online. But make sure that you don't give yourself any trouble when using some image online. Right, so let's go to the next one. Next one is list. Right, so we can create a list of items. I already showed you an example at the beginning, and we are going back to talk about list again. Make sure you got that idea, because we're going to use this a lot in the future. So after the image, let's create a list here. So a list, there are actually two kinds of lists, right? So one is a UL, which is unordered list. Let's take a look at an example. UL, that's an unordered list. And when we write list, we always put items inside it, list item. So we're going to put list item, first one, which is apple, and another one, another one, orange, right? So another one like strawberry, something like that. Or like you can have as many as you want, like a watermelon, as many as you want. I don't know if I spell it correctly, but whatever. So yeah, have as many as you want. Right, put the list. You can put a list of anything, and an unordered list is a bullet point. It doesn't have order. That's why it's called an unordered list. And we can also have ordered list. So if I create another list, just copy this one. Let's just copy this one here, copy, and put it right after it, and paste it here. So I'm gonna fix the format. So instead of UL, we're gonna say OL. That means order list. Order list. Right? So let's take a look at that. So that is marked with 1, 2, 3, 4. That's ordered. Unordered list and ordered list. Two kinds of lists. UL and OL. Right, so UL and OL. Here I also have examples here. You can take a look of that. Right, so UL and OL. Two kinds of lists.
not working because the format is not correct. You see, if that's HTML file, this is either one is not HTML format. So you got to know, okay, it's not HTML, what do you want to do here? See, also the item is not correct. Okay, so format first. So to do that, you can go to the file and just try to save. And then when you save it, you will be able to connect it. If you save that, instead of TXT, put it here with HTML extension and not you can put that not onto the contact, but put that inside the same folder you have this file. Yeah, then you can put it put the name of the image here. What is name? Control the capitalize. And also down here, you will also do that. And then after that, building angle bracket.
That's why I literally just did it separately as soon as I got it. So with the UL, let's do docs and so in the OL, right?
Yeah,
You
UL
have-
and OL.
So UL has the dots, OL has the numbers. If you wanted to change the numbers to letters,
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. So I actually forgot how to do it, but we can search it. Like, in case when you forget something, you can always search it. This happens a lot for me. So HTML change OL style. Always you can check it. HTML list. How do I change it? You can type here. See. If it's unordered list, you can choose it from by saying style. You can say this style type disk, circle, square, or now you can change it. And if that is ordered list, here we have type 1, A, I, or I. Let's try it. So let's add an attribute to it. OL type. See, you have options here. 5 options here. If I try A here, save it. See, it's changed to letters A, B, C, D. You always can Google it, check it.
so it always automatically pops up.
Yeah, this is why we're using VS Code. This editor is very convenient. Give you some hints, let you know what you can choose here. Alright, so let me go back to my code so you see what we're doing here. We're just adding a type to it and change the type of the list. And later when we learn some other languages like JavaScript, we can maybe change some to your own style. But right now, we can only have the styles that HTML is allowed. Like the 5 options there. Alright, so this because this is remember the HTML is designed for writing essays. So you want to be so fancy, just some basic styles there. Alright, so that's this. We're gonna keep going. Have ordered and unordered. Let's go to the next one. Tables. We're going to put a table inside our page. And I already shared the code here. So let's create one together. let's create one together. So after this, we're gonna make a table. The table we're gonna using a table tag. So tag table, a table tag. A table is is a little bit more complex comparing with others. So you're gonna need a T head and a T body. Have a head and a body. The table gonna have a head, like the name of each column, and the data will be in the body. So it's a little bit confusing here. So I have T head and T body, and the content is in between, right? So if maybe I'm trying to do an msimple students table. So here I'm gonna say, I'm gonna create my first row. First row going to tr, table row. And in my first row, I'll have my headings for each column. First th, maybe the name. And I have a second one, age. And the third one, maybe gender or sex, gender. And maybe like I don't know, address. Alright. Okay, that's all I can think about. So let's save it. Let's take a look how it looks like first, alright? Before I come back, just give you an idea how it looks like. So say I have a name, age, gender, address, like in one line, have some space in between. That is my heading of my table. Right, just like give you an idea, and you can try to copy it. See if you're get the same thing. Table have T head, TR, TH. Let me just put this on the left and put this on the right, so you have an idea how it looks like. I'll just put like that. This table looks like that. Table, and in the table, be careful, we have a T head, and the TR is in the T head, and in the TR we have TH, and table heading, table like it's basically it's column heading, right? It's name, age, gender, and address, and have T body here, which is going to be filled with data later. This is how it looks like.
Would you use breaks to separate it if you wanted them to be under each other?
You don't have to use a break here, because later when the data come in, it's going to break it a little bit. It depends on how long the data is. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. We're gonna adding some data into it, right? So the heading, that's it, just one row. And then in the body, we're gonna adding our first row of data. So it's gonna another tr inside here. T-body in the T-body, or in the T-body have TR, and inside the first row, we're going to use the TD. That means table data. The first data is going to be a name, so Alice. So it's going to take a look how it looks like. Alice, and age, another TD. Maybe she's 25, or maybe like this. Make it 15, more like Alice. And gender TD is female, and address, I don't know, like a Wonderland. So save it. So let's create a table for us. Right, so create a table for us. Make it smaller so you can see it. And then we can keep adding the second row. Right, this first row. Actually, I just stop here for a minute. So that you should catch up. Give you a chance to catch up. The name, age, gender, and the address. And then you can, after you finish that, if you have time, you can try to think about how we're adding a second row of data. Try it out. That's first row of data, and how do we adding a second row of data? So you see that table is not that fancy because that's just designed for AC. Like in the AC, sometimes you need the table, and you just create that in this way. So it's not a fully compatible like a website, you know. It's just for academic use, right? So that's the first row. Let's adding another one. So after the TR, let's create another TR, which means the second row. And I have TD. Maybe I have a Bob, my Alice Bob, and his age maybe is 20. And TD, he's a male. And now TD, he lives in, I don't know, Boston. Right, so it's the second row. Data. So we have in the T body we have two TR. One is for one TR is one row. Second one is second row. So Alice and Bob. You can add as many as you want to make the table bigger. Alright, so you may be wondering, like, this stand looks like a table. If that table should have some bars, separate stuff, like in the Excel. Yes, we can do that. And so how to do it? Well, if you are thinking about something you want to do, you don't know how to do it, the easiest way is to Google it. So because I can say HTML table, and how do I call it? Maybe border, right? HTML table border. How do I do it? Google it. Actually, just checking the first one. The W3 Schools is a good place to learn those things. It's a good source, right? So it gives you some examples code here. You see here something I don't have. It says border 1. This is border 1 here. It's too small. Let me make it bigger. This is a border 1 here. So maybe this thing is something I'm looking for. Let's just try it. Let's add it to my code. So in the table, let's adding a border equals to 1, right? Oh, I need a quotation mark 1. Missing a D here. Border, B-O-R-D-E-R, yeah. B border. Why this marked as red? I'm not sure, but this should be like that. So let's take a look how it looks like in my website. Refresh it. It says adding some bars there. Okay. So now you may think we have border 1. Do we have some other kind of border? Try it. Let's maybe have border 2. Let's play around with it. I'm not sure if we have it. Refresh the page. Oh, it seems like it changed a little bit. Let's try something crazy like a border 10. Oh yeah, it looks different. So let's say maybe I want some other style. I don't want just lines. Maybe I want like some dashes or something else. Is there any other ways I can do? I have 0, 1, and the other thing I can do. No, I don't say I have things here. Maybe let's just try to search some more. So let's say HTML table border style. Is there something we can have? Let's see. No, it seems like those kind of things are CSS. Seems like the HTML itself doesn't give you the other style, right? So I think in the HTML you can only do border 1 to just numbers from 1 to like any number you like. Just make it bigger and bigger. And later when we learn CSS, you can learn some better ways to style it. Right now, just keep it simple. We only have like numbers from 1 to 10. Oh, actually from 1 to any number you like. And if you put it 0, I think it's just gonna be gone. Or just delete this. Delete the border. It's just not gonna have any border.
If you put -1.
-1. You tried it? I think it's just I don't think it's just make any difference. Yeah, I think -1 just the same thing as 1. Any negative number is just like a 1. Yeah, so just play around with it. To make it okay, the border is too big. I cannot see the content. Yeah, it's too big. So yeah, play around with it. So give it 10. So yeah. So it only have one style because HTML it doesn't create it for a real website. So just a markup the content, give it make it looks clear. That's enough, right? So let's keep going. That's for table. Right, that's for table. You can add any more rows if you like. Let's keep going. It's almost the end of the slides. So just give you some example of different kinds of tags. Forms and input. Forms and input. So forms. By forms we mean some place the user can type. For example, this is a form. Like user can enter something. This is a form. How do we create a form like this? So let's do it together. Let's do it together. Go to the code. I'm gonna put it after the table. Right, after the table. Still in the body. All your code should be in the body. All right. All your code should be in the body. Still in the body, outside of the table. We're gonna put a form tag here. A form tag here. And we're gonna put an input tag inside the form. An input tag doesn't have a closing tag because that's an input, doesn't have a content. So this is why it's input. This is why it doesn't have a closing tag. Form and input inside it. Okay, able to see it. I can make it bigger if you need. Let's see. I think it's big enough. It's too big. You cannot see the full content. Right? It's form input. And let's see how it looks like. Right? Let's see how it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. So you can see here is the input. You can type right after the table. I can adding a BR between the table and the form, so you can easier to see it. So adding a BR here, maybe 2 BR. Just make it separated a little bit. Oops, BR, separate a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the input here. I also want to add some BR on the bottom, so move that to the center a little bit, so you can easier for you to see it. Yeah, so just move that to the center a little bit. Yeah, so the input. You don't have to do the BR, just let you know, like you can do that to move things up a little bit. So say you can type anything. That's the input. Like type anything you like. And also the input takes some attribute. Right, take some attribute. So we can say the input type is text. That means you can enter any text here. That means that's a default. Like if you don't put any type, it's going to default type is text. It means you can enter anything. Right, the code is like that. Just input have a type attribute, and you can if you put text, that means you can enter anything. And you have other types. If I put a number here. If you put a number here, you're gonna try it out. So right now you cannot enter any text but numbers. And you have like up and down buttons here, like you can increase numbers, decrease numbers here. But now you can only enter numbers. Try it out. So the code is here. Form input type equals number. And let me put this on the right so you can see both the code and how it looks like. And then we can do other types. For example, like date. Refresh the page. This looks like a Monday, month, date, and the year, and the user can even select from it here. Date type. Have a lot of other kind of types. So actually, when you type the type here, I think they're gonna give you options here, like a lot of options. See a lot. We have file, and allows you to upload a file here. You can upload the files from here. And we have things like a checkbox, and create a checkbox. Okay, you can check it. And what else do we have? I actually forgot to say we have a password. Password is a very common one. That means whatever you type here will be hidden. That's a password format.
Well, you could do username too.
Username is just text, right? Basically, you can enter anything there. So password is special, like it's gonna hiding your password like with some stars and make sure no one can see it beside you. Right. So what else we have here? Type. We have radio. Yeah, radio is one like a circle. We have range. Range, like a volume. Yeah, play around with it. You can have more than one input inside the form. Have a range. I have a password. Right, two ones. Like a range and a password. The two. Right. This is how you make a form. Like I have username, password. And by default, if that screen is bigger enough, you can see like actually they're on the left and the right, not like different lines. You're gonna using a BR to separate them. So you're gonna see it's actually getting interesting. So if I put BR, if I put two input, they're on the same line. But when I put two H1 here, one H1 says Shiyu, another H1 maybe my last name Wang. And I want them to be same line, but they just go into different lines. Why they are not on the same line? So the reason for that is there are two kinds of the elements in HTML. We call one of them is called inline element. Another one is called what's that called? Let me see. I actually forgot what it's called. Inline element and block element. Yes, block element. So the inline element, it will just, so if you just put input inline element, it only takes the space that's needed to display that element. That's an inline element. So after the input, it only needs that space. So if I put another element after it, it's going to put that in the same line after it. And a block element, no matter how much text you have here, it's going to take the whole line at its space. That is a block element. That is by default. So H1 is the block element. Paragraph is the block element. Input is the inline element. But you don't have to remember them, like which one is inline, which one is block. When you use it, and you put another thing after it, when they are in the same line, you know, okay, this is inline element. If I want to break them, I'm adding a BR in between. The BR, you break them into different lines. And if you see they are automatically in a different line, that means they are block elements. After with our CSS, we can just change the block into inline, change that into block. We can do it. But right now, they have their own default properties. Some of them are inline, some of them are block. Block. Most of the elements are blocked. There are some special ones like input or this actually is blocked. Image, link, those are things that are inline. Right? You're gonna see them. You're gonna feel it like okay, why next thing I put is on the same line. You know that's an inline element. You don't have to remember. Just need to know there are two kinds of elements: inline and block. Block and block the whole line. Inline just take the space that it needs. All right. So it's back to topic. Back to the input topic. So I actually want to make a login form here, like adding some comments. Like say, I can type it very quickly by hit. Let me show you how do I do it. Keyboard. Create comments. So it is control and slash. And make a comment here. I can just write a comment inside. Login form. Right. I can just do that. So control and slash. Let me do it again. Hold control, hold your control, and click on the slash. The slash is a question mark. The question mark. So make these things into comment, and then you can make it back. Like you just click on it. For example, if I say another way to use it, for example, if I say login form, right? That is not a comment yet. I can highlight it, select it. Control slash, boom, it becomes a comment. I can change it back by clicking again. Tap it, hit it again. It's just that's something you cannot do with Notepad. Alright, so it's something you need. That's why we're using the professional editor to do it. Make your life easier. Right, so I want to create a login form here. So that means I need I need two input here. One is for the username, another one is for the password, right? So I'm gonna put the input. Type is text, and put another input. Type is the password. You can see I have two input here. How do I do that? You can just say, if you just say input, hit tab, it becomes like that. Just some shortcut. Input.
You're a cheater.
Password, it becomes like that. So it's just you're gonna learn them in the future, but right now you can just type it. It's the same thing. Just make it type faster. So I have an input for username, another one for the password. But they're actually on the same line. If you want to break them, you're gonna adding a break between them. So break them into different lines. And if you want more space, adding another break. Right, so username and password. Maybe before the form, I want to say h1 says login here, or something here, something like that. Login, you can log in here. Maybe too big. Maybe using h3. All right, try it out. I'll give it some time. So you're seeing how did I cheat? I cheating again in front of you. Let you see. All right. So say input. And let me bring my keyboard here so you see what I actually did. So what I did was type input and then hit tab. Right, hit tab. It becomes like that. And this one, what I did was type input and column password and hit tab. Right, it also gives me a name and ID. I don't need them, so I just delete them. So just some quicker way to type. You don't have to use it if you don't like. Just give you another option. So you can still type the characters one by one. It's the same thing. Just give you another shortcut you can use. Right. So that is a login form. So, however, how does user know? How does user know which one is for username, which one is for password? They have no idea. Like the first one is username, maybe the first one is email. Right? So we need to let them know. Like the first input is for your username, the second input is for your password. So we're gonna add some label to it. Right? So adding some label to it. So before your input, we can put a label tag. Say this is for username. And before the second one, we add a label tag. This is for password. Right, so username and password. Okay, actually it's lunchtime, so I'm gonna stop right here and see you back after lunch. Alright. And during the lunch, I'm going to upload this morning's video online. So if you miss anything, you'll be able to watch the video later. All right, I'm gonna upload the videos to the YouTube.